Bakarak böyle yaptı. Yani kendi dilinde söyledi büyük ihtimal de. Vücut dilinden belli, ana avrat girmiş yani. Neyse abi, maçı splitiz. Hadi beyler, haydi. Hadi çocuklar.
Won't run into a big problem, but there are a lot of players just around that corner. He has an Iota that's going down already. Crossing with the cage. Decoy leading up to heaven, and Kayak through the cage lands the shot on Loon. That's the advantage for Fnatic.
Yeah, I think just catching the bullets, shooting back the other way almost made it a little bit too easy back. I believe
sorun olmuyordur abi bence.
The majority of the Fnatic forces, as you can see, an immediate rotation from Sociable in an attempt to try and support.
Ani büklettirme ya.
The thing is, though, I don't mind that sort of gamble. I think Vac has had a lot more trouble in terms of being a solo site anchor in this series so far.
Ne yapıyorlar? B'ye dönüyorlar.
Full faith. Like I believe that he is going to be able to at least get a kill or two
buradayız.
when it comes
Yampi
to the
late
site
çıkar
hold.
buradan.
Now Yampi already low on HP, and he has the majority of Fnatic pushing in his direction.
Eyvah, smoke bitti.
Yampi super low and dropped immediately. That opens the avenue for Fnatic to move towards the vents, but instead they take it to heaven. It could be a costly mistake with Sociable and Profex still on this side of the map. And Sociable, I mean, if he's spotted here, they might assume that's the B player. You might not expect the second one to be around here, and that's a big danger then, because in comes Crashies from main. Profex, oh, he's being cleared still, but he lands the shot. 8 seconds, plan needed, and plan found.
Unfortunately, still the lurk left from Chronicle. The only real chance I feel was in some form of plant denial as the time is getting a little bit low, but Fnatic were methodical in their take of Profex. 48 HP, he's not getting around this corner. A 3-piece for Althea on that raise to kick things off.
Alright.
And the others going in Kayak's way as well. This is already a great start, even just in terms of ultimate orbs. You're getting some high impact ults closer. That's what I mean. Like, you see a few shots spam through like that, that's an easy pick for Kayak.
Well, indeed, it proves to be. 1-0 start. Strong position. I'm not sure what that was from Althea. We'll overlook it.
That's actually how he speaks normally. All the other times he's been putting on a voice.
That makes perfect sense.
Kocaman bir soru işaretiyim şu an.
1-0 start for Fnatic, as we said. Investing decently into rifles, 2 pistols though, just in case they lose a couple of players. And that's always possible up against a squad like BBL. Definitely a team that isn't going to be pulling any punches. From what we're seeing right now, 1 player dropped, rifle retrieved, still all 3 alive and healthy, ready to fight with a backup just in case. For BBL, directionless. They've had their early fight, but now, wherever they go, it's a gamble. They don't know what Fnatic are up to.
Bosta had to play that one safe. He was the one with the spike. Not wanting to take too many risks, and seems like mid-control is consistently a piece of the puzzle for Fnatic, allowing those faster rotations late into the round. You can see the defense are already in a pretty hefty gamble again, leaving Profex as the solo defender of B, and the A site with 3 players firmly within it. That is currently where Fnatic squad are starting to move. Steps already being heard, and Loon's position given up almost completely. This leaves him somewhat out to dry, although he will actually be able to make it back to the site. Not bad with 30 seconds left. That means they're going to be committed to the 3-player site.
Nice shot to start with. Crash for safety, uses it to get out. Now they're swinging into him. Plenty of support, but they're all hiding away. They're a complete unknown factor with low time. Dropping the spike here. All that needs to be done, but they both fall. Perhaps if they staggered slightly more, something could have come from it. But even then, there was a little bit too much time. Because Fnatic clear the site, the round sure to be done. 3 rifles carried through to the next, just as intended. Fnatic clean 2-0 start.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it could get
Opera'da drop giriyor, evet. Opera'dan izleyenler Opera'dan izlemesin veya Opera'nın direkt Opera'dan izlemeyin ya.
That's what they really needed. Keep those 3 players up. You can invest onto the remaining couple, and you have a pretty solid buy going into round number 3. But this is where you kind of need to see that start now, because we've already seen this map historically sort of flip over a little bit, so teams are able to pull out on that attack side, and I do worry if Fnatic continue their form from the previous map, this one might be over quite quick.
Well, these teams traded blows 13-8 on their own maps, but here on the middle ground, there is a clear hierarchy. Fnatic opening up this round. One where they come in with 4 rifles anyways, 3 of which are about as good as it gets. They already have a man advantage and a rifle extra to be recovered.
Was that their own smoke that was pulled back that Sociable walked through?
Could be.
I think it was. So it just meant that he was left out in the open facing off against the whole team. I think that's a mistake, luckily. That might be about to rectify it. 2 kills, but even still, look where the remaining players are. They're on the complete opposite side of the map. I guess the only thing they can hope for is maybe they catch Chronicle looking the wrong way.
Abi inanamıyorum ya.
Just about got past the angle. And in fact,
Spike still coming?
Yeah, they might want to actually try and kill this player off. I think the steps going towards B are going to lead this. Yeah, Profik, why would Profik expect anyone to be there? He's just seen Chronicle run the other way.
Yeah.
So it baited them. I like the adaptation from Fnatic just to go, okay, this guy's not going to be looking at us.
Yeah, no, but clearly it was the right call. I mean, unless he was just on another level of paranoia in checking angles that players shouldn't come from. Yeah, you'll walk up behind him and get a free kill. I suppose just the fact that Chronicle goes down there, or Chronicle doesn't go down there more specifically, is the issue that ends up spiraling this one out of control.
God, please,
okay, 3-0 start. Or not Chronicle, it was Crash. He's trying to wind up into heaven. Chronicle ends up getting the kill. Either way, 3-0 start for Fnatic. BBL left to pistols, Sociable on a stinger. A lot of weaknesses early on A. Prowler goes out, they see nothing, so BBL decide to go walking up, take that space, claim it for their own. But Kayak wise to their tricks. The star gets pulled back, there's players inside it. Kayak was nice and patient, not giving anything away.
Constantly trying to sell a ruse on this side of the map. Keep players over there. The main goal for Fnatic each time has been this mid control, wanting to give themselves ease of rotations around the map, and there hasn't really been a way to challenge for it. As I said, although they managed to sort of rectify it a little bit, I do believe that there was a fake smoke used where maybe
my eyes are down.
It wasn't expected by Loon, and because of that, he ends up going down. Yumpy tries to take the fight, but there is a patient Fnatic waiting on the other side, and with their split already going through mid, it looks like Vac might be alone. The flash and the shot actually not bad. Alfia down to 9, but even still, Vac is isolated.
Yeah, isolated with a pistol. He got a double last time up in heaven. They walked into his cross area to full auto gun. Now a little harder to get done, but the trip almost found. Sociable there just in time to help out, but something tells me Vac had that covered. In for another is Sociable. A 1v1, 12 seconds and 9 HP. The previously tagged up player finally falls.
Hadi oğlum, hadi.
It's BBL to steal away the round.
Aferin lan Soshi. Aferin lan Vac.
I don't know how they've come out on top of that one. A pay save card, Thrifty, which gets BBL onto the score sheet after what was basically just like there was a point in that round where Vac was stunned. I think he was also blinded as well. There's a smoke in front of him. Like there's not really anywhere that he's able to go. But it seems like they just didn't execute quick enough on that position, maybe expecting that that player would have to make their presence known before all of this happened, but that's huge.
Aynen öyle. Bir gana bindin sen bana koyayım.
Top of the board as the stand-in. And well, a blip for Fnatic. We'll see if that's the start of something for the Turkish squad.
Well, after his game last week, I'm so used to it being one a week. Yeah, just 2 days ago, Vac tweeted out, don't worry, we'll get back on the aim labs. Practice that aim and we'll fix it up. And he's done exactly that. You can see the work he's been delivering a higher level here today.
Çok iyi entry.
Delivering just the same as we've seen before. Early pick. This time it's the operator push up that grabs him one at Fnatic with the rifles, maybe looking to their ultimates to try to bridge that gap of the man advantage.
Again, mid control, but it's almost to the medium pick. It's actually the showstopper that's caught him, and Yuppie's dead as well. Alpha on the raise, showing that utility can kill. And leaving.
Replay, please.
3 players standing. Again, Vac is completely
Niye çıktık yukarı? Oynardı aslında ya aşağıda.
Information from Chronicle is going to tell them that there's only one man they have to worry about. They can wait for the second ping and know exactly where he is, the same as last time. Immediately blind. being pressured from either side. Prophet desperately trying to help, but maybe the help
Ya hadi ya.
Kayak this time will not allow for any shenanigans.
Oy, Prophet çok iyi lan.
Gets one there. So clean with his crosshair placement.
No
Biri
gate crash.
rafter. Biri
I
rafter.
think Loon might even just have tried to take that out right there. No flash either. Just down to the decoy. All alone. Comes out of his ult. They already saw the decoy. They know that's not the real man, and they find him eventually. Fnatic right back into winning ways. The lead up by 3 at 4-1.
Yeah, it seems like that stack up, that aggressive positioning
Lan
just didn't
be.
work out for BBL. The showstopper did
Yapmış.
so much
Alfa
damage.
çok
Like, it very
yapmış.
nearly killed Yumpy, and I believe there was even some sort of stun that held him in place as well. A supportive utility doing damage, but again, it's Chronicle at the top. This time Althea is there alongside him. A 4-1 start already on the attack, and we're having him on a duelist. Okay, I'll pick up the Sentinel. It's just like they can slot him into any spot of the map, and he'll do the job better than most.
I think that's fair to say. He closed out last map with a phenomenal performance, 24 and 10.
Yeah.
A big
And
reason.
What agent was he on?
It was on the breach, I believe.
I think that's the
Slightly different
Yeah.
situation to
dönüyorlar.
what we're seeing here, but same result.
Evet, A dönüyorlar komple.
Chronicle diffing
Yeah.
across the board.
He has to be one of the most valuable players in the world, and it's easy to forget as well that it's not someone who has like 10 years of experience. Like, he's been around a while, but still in his very early 20s. Has a long career left for Chronicle and probably plenty more trophies to come.
Lane var mı ya?
Either way, see if there's any more shenanigans to be had. Sociable with the showstopper.
Enter,
Loon's going
enter.
to take that early fight, but it is something that Fnatic are now ready for. After that first map, there
Oh,
are
güzel.
expectations. Yumpy, I believe that's his first kill on the board. A little bit of classic magic, and Sociable has popped the ult. But there's no one here. He's not getting
Çok iyi
anything
var.
with this. It's actually the classics that are doing the work.
BBL klasik oğlum o.
2K last time, he had a much weaker pistol.
Güzel
Won't
güzel
get it
olsun
done.
olsun olsun.
But damage onto Boaster
Belki.
could be pivotal.
Vandalımız var hala,
We have to look
yaşıyor.
to bring them back into this. That's a bit more damage done. They're being
Canlar da
chipped
az
away
ya.
on. Because eventually these players group
Oradan el baba. Oradan el baba.
Profek, maybe to try and pick the rifle up after. I'm completely wrong. It's the classic charging
Yeah,
in. The
trying to
rifle
bait
checks
for
the
him.
back but doesn't find anything, so the bait not successful. And now Profek has to do it himself. Many big plays from that man.
Vuruş çok iyiydi.
2 days ago, even here today, but it's not to be on split.
Enti,
5-1. Fnatic, after that pause, still taking the victory. But what they will have discussed in that pause, Tom, probably mainly focused on this coming round.
For sure. And I think as well, like, we are seeing more and more Fnatic just expecting Loon. Like, we saw it last map where he didn't have the Yoru, but they know exactly where he's coming from. And
arada
well, as I said, Chronicle is the one a lot of the
gereksiz bir
time
yanma var.
doing the punishing.
Nasıl Chronicle düşmanıyım ya.
Operator back for Loon, so at least the weaponry will favor him a little bit. And nope, you are seeing that correct. Boaster is the one that's facing off against him.
A hell of a battle about to brew, or brewing as we speak. These players waiting, each for the aggression of their opponent. Neither is giving just yet. Something's got to give. Someone's got to break and take that first step. Will be the ultimate.
Benim uyandım. Abi lane'lik hiçbir olay yok emin olun.
2 players spotted
Rastladım.
already. One down below. That's the op scene as well. Danger man, known about, and coming out of this ult, he detects that that's the decoy. Won't give away the backside play just yet. And now his team have flooded in to meet him. Plan to Yumpy! On the ropes, but he comes out unscathed. That's Chronicle. Such a good game so far. Now Crashies falls as well. And the numbers for Fnatic way behind.
The Nightfall is not going to make things any easier. Sound removed. Boaster
geldi.
trying to pull
Abi.
out some montage moments with this operator, but it's only going to be the one.
Ne oluyor?
Now left onto Alpha on that raise. Always terrifying. The nade is going to go through, and Prophet is just going to try and stick it. He will get it to half. That's at least something. Buys them a little bit of extra time, but he has to go through in the shot.
Aferin lan. Aferin oğlum.
There's still plenty of time to Loon to get this done.
5-2.
A little bit close for comfort.
Buradan 5-5. Buradan 5-5
BBL get the
lazım.
second round nonetheless.
Yeah, just about one player alive. This is all that the last map was about. Some close rounds, but
Oy.
the important ones favoring Fnatic. This time, BBL have some bite. Their defensive side early on. They needed it. This could have been a huge streak of
What?
rounds coming out of their opponents.
What?
The full
Because he is deafened, he just TP completely behind him. I missed that at the moment, but that's insane.
You also got to be thinking in his shoes like, geez, they moved the wall up a little bit. Did they put a box here? What's? Well, you find out a little too late.
Well, it was Bosi, you know, maybe just
Oğlum.
All those dances, they put muscle in the right place. 5-2. BBL trailing by 3. Defensive side hasn't seen any crazy risks being taken just yet. Loon is pushed up with the operator inside of A main. Gate crash for B if a quick hit comes through. But this is a very patient posture from the defense.
I don't like seeing the judge here like this. Like, especially with how much he's sort of jiggle peeking. I just feel like he's going to get popped by Alpha any moment. In fact, it was Chronicle to take the fight, which, if anything, is as dangerous right now, if not more.
Yeah. Maybe scarier right now.
Already. Bit of information given up. Kayak might be about to walk into that judge, but really didn't do as much damage as expected. He's got away with that one, almost scot-free. And again, this mid-pressure coming through from Fnatic.
Profek. Oh, Profek çok iyi oynadı.
Look at where he has managed to slot himself into, but Crashies
cana bak,
was
20
wise
can.
to his tricks. That could have been the spike down.
Ya Vandalı olsa
with
aldı
full
ya.
control for BBL, instead a disastrous
Çok iyi
outcome.
lan. Çok iyi lan ya be. Nice bak.
Huge damage done.
Nice.
Vax picked up another.
Bir can.
Social
Nice
on the
oğlum.
side.
Nice.
With no
Nice.
intention to let this one slip.
Yere
It's
düşerek
Closer
öldü.
who comes
Haydi
falling down
beyler
to his
haydi.
death. 5-3.
Çok iyi
That
oğlum,
looked
çok
dicey
iyi.
for BBL, but what a recovery.
Yeah, it's the aggression back into heaven. Like the judge supported by Vank.
Müthiş
I
oynandı,
think this is
müthiş
definitely the
oynandı.
best performance we've seen from him individually thus
Aferin
far.
Yampi.
Just
Aferin
setting
bak.
up behind to make sure that those
Uy
trades
çok
come
iyisin
in.
oğlum.
One enemy remaining.
Doing well to hold on to the roundabout. That is about as cursed to death as you're going to get. 5-3. The pause definitely seeming like it made a difference. And while if you can't beat the judge, maybe you join the judge.
Oh, the jumping player drew his eye. Loon miles away as well. That gate crash was used, or hopefully to be used for a B rotation instead.
Geldi.
He's disconnected from the action. They used that to take heaven. Drop down on Yumpy. BBL under heavy threat. And this attack side could go anywhere. Take the vents to middle and rush right up to Profek, or go back into this A site. Choice is theirs, but the problem is BBL have pushed. Sociable has taken control of bottom mid. They're going to box these Fnatic players in pretty soon.
The only worry, though, is it leaves them all very disjointed, which for Fnatic playing as a group, that could actually be their best case scenario. Like, you're running it down most of the time. You still got that showstopper as a potential opener. And for some of these kills, not a whole lot of trade potential. Like, I'm looking at the position. Loon's just going to go down. Spike planted as well. Like the back of the site becomes less and less valuable. And as said, it's just 1v1 after 1v1. This is exactly what Fnatic wanted. They win every single battle. And well, the war in this round was next to nothing.
TR totemi mi yapsak?
Sociable, you said he had that mid control, but in the end, it didn't matter.
TR
Yani bunların
totemi ya.
yaşanma sebebi
Deneyelim.
şöyle söyleyebiliriz. İlk kontakta maalesef o kill gelmiyor. Yani o entry'ye ihtiyacımız var. Bir deneme yaptırıyoruz. Şimdi Yoru evet kendini kurtarabiliyor ama Jet gibi değil. Yani Chamber gibi değil. Aksiyon anında site'da kalmıyorsa problem. Çünkü site'da bir kişi eksildiğin zaman bu sefer bütün setup değişiyor. Buna göre oynamamız lazım. Ya Yampi'ye de çok kızamıyorum. Yani burada tabii kızmaktan ziyade hani anlayabiliyoruz düşme sebebini. Üzerine kalabalık gidildiği zaman bir oyuncunun, bütün yetenekler de atıldığı zaman yapacak çok bir şey yok bazen.
Tabii aynen öyle.
O ilk skora ihtiyacımız var bizim.
Ki Yampi de takımın hani lideri olarak biraz karar veren oyuncu zaten,
Evet.
hani o tercih ediyor veya takımı yönlendiriyor.
Ulan uzaklaştı da nasıl vurdu o bomba ya?
Burada headshot
Yayını
derken
terk ediyorum, yeter artık.
ayaktan ekstra bir vuruş. Ama şunu söylerim, A tarafı büyük problem bu arada. Yani B'den bir şey bulamıyor Fnatic, ama A'ya gittiğinde ne olursa olsun özellikle
İşte,
Heaven'ı kullanarak.
Yani buradaki olan şeyi şöyle yorumlayabiliriz. Ya karar mekanizmamız yanlış çalışıyor. Duelistimizi konumlandırma
Hadi oğlum,
konusunda.
hadi oğlum.
Anti-Eko bizim operatörü A main'i kilitleyecek şekilde kullanmaya ihtiyacımız yok. Bizim orada bir sneaky hani girip operatörle ucuz bir skora ihtiyacımız
Veya
yok. Biz
Heaven'dan
zaten üstünüz.
Vurup kaçma veya
Evet.
side'dan vurup kaçma gibi daha safe pozisyonlar.
Ya biz bu riski kendi kendimize yaratıyoruz. Bu heyecana kendimizi kapatıyoruz.
Dur şunu ya.
Evet, midden bir yürüme kararı geldi. Bu arada Force'uz, onu da söyleyelim.
Güzel.
Yalnız çıkabilecek mi? Çıktı.
Güzel. Trade
Ekranla
deriz.
beraber
Olsun.
bir takas.
4v4.
Bu da çok kötü değil bizim için. Chronicle sarkmaya başladı A'ya
Chronicle'ı
doğru.
vursana.
O da fight başlayacak bu arada.
Çok iyisin lan Lev.
Cidden çok iyi bir
Aferin
headshot.
oğlum,
Hemen
aferin.
TP ile B'ye yardım. İşte o aradığımız entry'ler round başında sonunda geldi.
Evet, ulti kararı geldi. Bu arada Lev şimdi bilgi
Ortaya
almaya
temizliyor.
çalışacak. Ortada kimsenin olmadığını biliyor. Umarım B'ye gider. Gördü bir oyuncuyu. Bir flash ikinciyi de gördü. Buradan çıkacak ama evet, nereye gidecek? A'ya gitti. Oyunun Fnatic tarafından şekillendirilmesi gereken anlar, çünkü 35 saniye baremine kadar geldik.
Alpacan ultisi var. Acaba kullanmayı tercih eder mi bilmiyorum Fnatic.
Perfect gördü.
Çok yakına gelirse atar.
Evet, Crash'izde operatörle kaldı main'de.
25 saniye.
Hemen bir Heaven kontrolü. Smoke'tan yavaş kontak giriyorlar.
Çok yakına geldi, atacaktır.
20 saniye kaldı. Alfajer Smoke'tan atlayacak gibi duruyor ama çok da emin değilim. Smoke
15
geçmesi
saniye.
bekleniyor. 15 saniye. Profek ulti ile beraber Alfajer gelecek. Boster Yampi'yi yakaladı. Profek'in de yeri belli.
Oh!
Ulti ile beraber asist geldi.
Oğlum
Böylece
damage
Crash'iz
yemedi ya. Crash'iz damage yemedi amına koyayım.
bir anda avantaj, 2 kişiyi kaybedince Fnatic'e geldi.
Evet ve Crash'is Levni düşürüyor. Bu roundu kaybetmek de bizim için bir kabus. 3 ve 4'lük.
Koru ya.
Maalesef Fnatic oyunu bizim oyunumuzu çok rahat okuyor. Yani çok iyi okuyor. Ortadaki boşluğu gördüler. Ultiyi yani Raze ultisi varsa bir anda Heaven'dan çıktığı anda bitti zaten bizim oyunumuz maalesef. Böyle bir aksiyonda. Fnatic'te Yoru ultisinin atıldığı yeri gördü.
Sarmadı. Çok
Actually
negatif
worked
bastı.
so wonderfully. I think it was Boaster gets the flash placed to perfection, gets a free kill, and then it means Althea can just do the rest, clearing out with the showstopper.
7-5.
He's definitely having a better time for himself playing this Raze. It is something we've always known that he's been able to
Soshi ulti
play,
var.
that when you have
Bak ulti var.
the likes of Durka, it wasn't really necessary in the past. It seems like they've split roles here, and you can see they're starting to expect this aggression once again. They've
Helal
tried
be,
it a couple
helal
of
oğlum,
times.
helal.
Even
Gene
still,
trade aldı.
with how bad the weaponry is here, a 1-for-1 trade is not awful.
Ama silahımız
So
gitti
how
bir tane daha.
direct that
Ve
player is,
Soshi'nin
just
ultisi
swinging
vardı.
immediately
Neyse
up
son
close,
rounda saklar.
catching them off guard, landing a kill. This is what Loon seems
Şöyle
to be
bir
a
çıkarsak
specialist at.
son roundu da aldık ha.
And as the time ticks on, we see this attacking side still with that patient face displayed. Not looking to move too quickly out of position, sending Kayak to the other side of the map to take a little bit of space past that trap wire. But the spike, well, they have to go with it, and it seems to be moving up towards the vents.
Well, they took their time to throw the guns out of the map just to make sure that there is nothing to be retrieved. They want to make sure that BBL's weak purchase stays a weak purchase. It's only Vac with a gun, and well, again, he might be in the right place at the right time, but it's
Profek.
how many miracles can he
Kaçak
pull off?
olursa kafi
We
ya.
already saw it not too long ago.
Nice lan sana.
Well, Profek's done well to
Olsun,
start.
olsun, olsun.
He's
Güzel.
immediately
İki tane
traded
side'ımız
out,
var.
but this at least puts the timer on the side of these remaining
Nice.
players at the back. Vac with that first and a rotation
Olur,
back just
problem
not
yok.
possible. He will have to do everything though. Yumpy is so desperately far away, and Crashy's maybe caught out a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Boaster's the one to land the shot. Well, this time it's a safe plant, no chance for
Tam daha
Yumpy to
vursa
disrupt.
1v1 almıştık.
They might even have seen him just as that smoke bloomed, whether they did or not. Boaster steadfast holding the angle, lands the kill.
Abi
An
ucu
8th
ucuna
round
ya.
for Fnatic. This, well, after the first map, looked like it'd be a very different series. The second, dominant for Fnatic with a couple of rounds that go to BBL in convincing fashion. But right here, right now, Tom, there's not much of a heartbeat left. It's starting to fade for BBL. They come into this defensive round, a showstopper online, a few ultimates to back it up of lesser impact. If they don't put 4 on the board,
NT bak.
their chances are not looking
No
very
problem
good
hocam.
for the recovery on their attack.
It's definitely going to be difficult. We've seen teams do it before, but you don't want to leave it that much up to chance. I'll say as well, I think it's clear that Boaster definitely spent most of the offseason DMing. Like, he's been looking very good throughout this series so far. Wow, that's a trend for the future.
Time to jump.
Fnatic will be a force to be reckoned with. BBL though, they've proven that they can fight with the best of them.
Ne robotmuş amına
Taking
koyayım.
down GX already in this tournament, taking the first map in this series, and okay, the last map
push.
definitely didn't go amazingly well.
Ölmedi.
Showstopper goes in, but it actually
Teleport
does
attı ya.
barely any. I think it's caught. No, that didn't catch
Güzel
Alpha
az,
because that's not where he
5
was. So it's not done much damage at all.
Cage triggered.
Yeah, able to evade it completely.
Yemedi.
Fnatic now fill back in that space that was given up by BBL just moments ago. Sociable stepped back in, but he's not even looking. Oh, he wasn't looking to fight it. Now he's getting close. Judge, good for the first fight. Perhaps. It's close. Very low in HP was Alpha after the first burst, but he'll still survive. The advantage for Fnatic. Now the plant looking towards the site, and it will be found. A little bit of extra info to be gathered by Kayak, confirming there's a player inside of main. Plant landed. Cosmic Divide
Spike
to
planted.
allow Prophet
Lame.
to close the distance. To get up close.
Eyvah,
In
eyvah.
mid, Loon tucked in, has players coming.
Abi
He's looking the wrong way
timing'e
though!
bak, timing'e bak.
Chronicle was on his screen, but he didn't realize in that. Well, that is their downfall. Oh, they're falling across the map. Easy trades, just back left.
Yeah, this would have to be one of the best. I don't think it's going to be happening. An incredibly clean
9-3.
half from the side of
İşimiz
Fnatic.
zor.
9. It's not there yet.
Sorry.
It was the one example that didn't work.
You're Loom, and then crazy players like Sociable. He's definitely up there for individual skill.
Rainboss gone.
There's
There
both
you
of them.
go. You put all of your money, all your eggs in one basket. And yeah, absolutely nothing. Good start for the side of BBL. In fact, they are going in as
Helal
quickly
lan.
as humanly possible.
Oğlum helal lan.
Blink and
Helal
you
lan.
miss it. The round is
Çok iyi, çok
already
iyi,
over,
çok iyi.
and
Pistol
BBL
önemli,
have
pistol
themselves a
kritik.
pistol.
Well, you say their names and they deliver. That's a 2K for Loon and for Sociable, the young guns. See, I'm being very kind to him, you know, Tom. Age is just a number. It's about how you feel. And Sociable,
Yeah.
he's young at heart. Certainly young in terms of the aim department. My goodness, he's delivering. So, for BBL, a pistol round, a very necessary win for this squad. 9-3 down, attack side. You lose that pistol, pack your bags. It's time to go. I mean, it's up the bracket. You don't got to go anywhere, but metaphorically speaking.
Well, it's good to see. Yumpy is definitely still in. He knows it's possible. He's hyped. He's ready to go. And I think, again, that's the important thing is whether or not, if they believe they can do this, you know that they have some of the individual players to do it. And I feel like on this attack side, opportunities to be a little bit more direct. A lot of their aggression was really countered by Fnatic. They were so ready for it, especially Chronicle was just aware of everything being attempted. Whereas these all-in takes can be so impactful. Vac,
Helal lan sana bak. Helal lan sana çocuk.
both kills for it. Again, that leaves the A side of the map very open indeed. You can already see the
Litvanya'da doğdu.
BBL.
BBL'li oldu.
And for the most
Helal
part,
olsun
I
sana.
was going to say Fnatic, but it's only Alpha who's gone. Back with another
Devamı
Bucky. This
gelmedi.
time it is his primary weapon though,
Oo.
unlike last time where he had a tour de force.
Güzel güzel güzel.
Slight difference in the expected impact, I suppose.
Little bit.
Nick çok kısa
Especially as
kaldı
he
ya
has stepped
devamına.
off the site that they're on their way towards. Pushing mid with a Bucky. Ambitious play. But to the side of BBL, they walk straight into a spike in hand and a free plant to be found in terms of investments. If Fnatic can drop 2 players here, the cost will start to add up. Just in the
Mantıklı
shield
social
department,
kurdurmak.
but
30
losing
seconds
that
left.
Marshall. Any more than that, and we're talking
Hadi abi Fnatic
real
dilenme abi
impact.
hadi ya.
Thing is, Alpha, it's going to come
Bıktım
down
ben
to
bunların
timing.
shift
He
oyunundan
might have
ya.
a window here. Back looking the right way though, has spotted him. Bucky not expected. Now he wants to create some distance,
güzel.
but it's a little too late. Luckily, Profect trades.
Yeah, it's a minor irritation, mainly because it was only a ghost. So it's not really anything too bad lost, and you might expect the remaining players on Fnatic to
Çiftçi
well,
gibi
just wait
vurdu
here, see if
Alfazer.
anybody goes through the vents, which if they do, I'll be a bit frustrated
Ondan
because there's
bağımsız
not any
beyazlık mı
reason
var
to do
saçında
that.
ya? Var abi.
And if they don't, die to the spike. And you can see that Sociable is hanging around a little bit longer, only has himself the Marshall, maybe hoping he can catch someone with it. And he may do. It's going to come down to timing here. Actually it's Yumpy. And then Crashes goes down to the spike. So all in all, similar result. I guess an extra orb for Yumpy. But more importantly, an extra round for BBL.
Önemli önemli.
Well, every little helps at this point. 2 in a row. Here's where the real difficulty starts though. Get back onto the server.
Hadi oğlum.
Fnatic have got rifles.
Haydi oğlum bonus
Mixed bag
kritik.
for
Bonus
BBL.
önemli.
For the most part, strong. A
Bir
bulldog
şekilde.
alongside that Marshall looking to deal the damage. Now for Fnatic, defense definitely has a lot of comfort to it. And the push towards the A site looks to be quite direct. A lot of players here. Smoke already pulled back for the cross, and it's gotten them a lot of distance towards heaven. The main thing about these weaker buys is it's harder on range. Fnatic are going to have a lot of advantage when it comes to those range duels, but BBL have closed in the distance. They've got a lot of nasty angles as well.
Yeah, they've got the double smoke, so they can literally create paths for themselves to get up close to opponents. That is one of the major values of it, is there's so many angles that you can just section off. Now they're trying to give opportunities for damage on some of those weapons. That you get that martial up close, unless you're sociable, it's not going to work. But still leaving some damage. You can see the rotation. Nice shot from Prophet. This leaves the pressure on to Chronicle. Something we mentioned.
Şuna dikkat.
When it comes to this man on Sentinel, a chance for him to display what he's got, and it turns out it's nothing.
Yeah, I'd like to close that display.
Spike planted.
Fnatic now locked out in a 3v5. What's the decision? This is a big investment round. It's not like they've got a massive bonus rolling for them. They haven't got a lot of credits to fall back on. And so fall back is exactly what they will do. Oster and crashes to the B site.
Abi inanılmaz ya.
One man.
Büyük kudurtuyor beni. Fnatic büyük kudurtuyor beni
stick
ya.
around and make it costly. That is Alpha Year. Main concern is the walk around from back.
Sociable gitsin, sociable gitsin.
Dropping some of these weapons.
Yampy
I
gidiyor.
think the main person that would need to worry would be Crashies. It does seem like he's watching roughly in the right direction, but I think both are just going to end up hiding in the corners. Maybe Alpha Year as well.
Nice oğlum lan. Aferin, aferin.
Yeah, he's going to get caught.
Nice.
That's a huge weapon.
Vur yaşamasın. Hepsi yaşamasın bu.
Everybody. That's massive for BBL.
Çok iyi.
Obliterating the
Koruyun
economy
şimdi
of
amına koyayım.
Fnatic, and well, pulling that gap.
Hadi oğlum, hadi oğlum, hadi oğlum, ekolar, full ekolar.
Like this round from BBL. Like the thing with this composition, as said, is you're expecting explosiveness. You have all of the sort of the smokes, and then well, the dagger of that double duelist, where you can get yourself into the backlines, into positions that are awkward. So they put that in early. They go, okay, look, our Raze is gone, our utility's being sent through with him. We have ourselves so much to look. The Prowler's gone as well, and you're going, okay, this is a fast take, and then they just stop. And stop for 30 seconds, and it puts the doubt, and a player rotates away. And that's enough for, I think it was a free kill onto Kayak from Profek. Just massive stuff, because they obviously go looking for information in that moment.
Patience played out to full effect. Speaking of patience, that's exactly what I was going to highlight, Tom. Down there in mid, we've got Sociable tucked in, waiting for this push to come through. Now, it almost went all the way, and it may in just a moment. Alfier's here, and he was there. He has gone quickly.
Evet oğlum bu.
Vigilant in clearing the corners. It was a necessity. In this round where Fnatic have so many weaknesses, it's likely that they hide away. Oh, Sociable, this could be the end for him. Never mind. Tripling up. A big round for this man. An ult already online. And it is, as we said, weaknesses across the board. Surely this is it. There you go. Finally meets his end. Still somehow crashes with a rifle.
Yeah, I don't think Sociable will mind too much. 6,500 credits before he gets credits at the end of this round, and
9-7.
for Crashies, it's kind of one of those scenarios where he has the credits to buy in the next round anyway. His ult's not particularly close, but if he can farm up a few extra ults, that would be nice. Chances of victory slim to none, but maybe BBL a little bit overzealous to face. You can already see though where Loon is currently sitting. He is waiting all the way back towards the sewers. It's not going to be a fight. I'm off for Crashies now, just a hope to try and hold on to the gun. That's the thing. BBL have kept the majority of these rounds relatively clean, even winning one of them as their bonus, so they got some upgrades along the way, and they've done a great job of wiping out these remaining players.
Çok iyi.
Right at the last second.
Bravo, bravo.
For Loon and another death on the board for Fnatic.
Çok iyi vuruş.
This is honestly a remarkable recovery. And it's not like we've not seen a 4-0 start to a half and then the half slip away. Even Fnatic have been victims of that in this very series.
Picks have pretty much all been going in the opposite direction, and he has been some of them.
Looks like pick your poison start for BBL, spreading out to take control on both sides of the map, but Spike left in spawn for the rotation, gate crash for a quick movement from Loon. If he finds a lot of impact here, they could take it towards him. If he opens the side up entirely, but without any contact to be found, he just fakes out that util and rotates. Now look at what that's done. Already players leaving this site, moving to the other side of the map. This is a problem. They're not here ready to defend as the push comes through. Loon does get dropped, but Sociable, hunting down some victims, leaves them to abandon the A site completely. And although the rocket will never be fired, it's done its job. It's bought them time. If he steps into that, though, into that laneway, it will be the last step he takes in this round. Fnatic waiting with the numbers to
İyi
overwhelm.
bomba. Helal Profek.
Trying to deny. Profek trying to hold the
Nice
line.
oğlum.
He's done
Soshi.
damage and somehow Sociable is still standing. Needs to be the shot connected and Kayak's done well. 2 kills already and he can reveal the remainder. Knows where Vac is standing. Will he spot out? He will.
Gördü ya.
That's Yumpy's sneaky little spot revealed. This now becomes a bit of a problem. No safe haven.
Vur lan, helal lan sana.
He'll win the fight versus
Üstünde.
Kayak. A player above, Boaster to eliminate.
Bak.
And now Vac is all that remains. Already has the star
Erken
down.
attın, erken
Gravwell
attın.
used a little bit early. They're not going to be able to get on that spike just yet. He's trying to burn that
Yapma
clock down, but
kanka.
can't quite hit the shot. It's Boaster
Atla!
to land it. The time
Nice!
is gone though.
He used the Gravwell right as he knew they had no more time. He had that clock in his head. What a play. And then sending himself out there just because why not? Throw a little bit of extra salt in the wounds and take him down.
Geldik.
Sure, Vac falls, but not before he's locked in the dome.
Ne oldu? Hadi ses
Close the
çıkarsanıza.
gap further. And another round that comes down to such a narrow margin, but it doesn't matter. 1 away from 9-9, Fnatic economy in the dumps. I am really blown away by the impact this squad's been able to have.
Hammer from 9-3. BBL have brought it all the way back. I was talking about it.
Baylar.
Going into this half, there's something drastic had to change, and it seems that that is the case. Sociables looked fantastic. We're starting to see life in Loon.
Önemli. Aman, aman, sakin.
But I do think that, talking of impact, I think Vac probably takes the biscuit.
got the spike.
A couple of rounds that spring to mind that man has brought home for this squad. It's always difficult as a stand-in. A lot of the time you are going to be left, especially he's replacing Chiwei as that isolated player. For now, though, another aggressive spot from Kayak. That's the thing. Last round, he was successful. Found 2 openers for the team. It still wasn't enough. This time, they're expecting him in this position.
Nice lan, çok iyi, çok iyi, çok iyi entry.
Kayak's down. BBL with the opening. Presence on the A side now that's going to be difficult to deal with for these players that remain. Lots
Tara,
of
smoke'tan
weaknesses.
tara.
Alfia's got the rifle, sure, and just 1 away
seconds left.
from a showstopper. Huge impact could be found. They delay first with a stun and a nade. Fnatic grouping up in heaven. 1 down below. They're going to box these players in, but
Çok
1
iyisin
is
lan Profek.
outside of their control.
Kelini
I was
öpeceğim
talking
şimdi ya.
about Vac, but
Dur lan onda.
Profek from inside the cage Fnatic created strikes back. Good shot by Crashies. But still, these weaknesses.
Geldi,
Should be
geldi.
closer. Hello? He's on site.
Çok
He's
iyi
stepping
Soshi,
up
çok iyi
close.
Soshi.
Finally emerges from the smoke to deal with
Nice.
it. That could have been awkward instead.
Güzel, 9-9
it's a statement
amına koyayım.
for BBL. They're back in this game. 9-9 now. Neck and neck. Crashies trying to survive.
Gel.
Trying to get out of here, make it costly, but he is surrounded. BBL. They may
Aynen
just
öyle
be
Yampi,
making
aynen
the
öyle oğlum.
impossible a reality. And I am perplexed and amazed by what they've been able to do so far here today.
Oh yeah, this is. I said, do they have the resilience? The answer is a most definite yes. We saw
Var ya, şu timing
sort of
var
hype
ya.
that Yumpy was bringing to the team when they just got
Sushi.
themselves back onto the board. Now the hype that's being brought when
Hadi
they
oğlum, hadi
managed
oğlum.
to level things
Allah!
up, and
Hadi.
pressure definitely there. Falling into that lower bracket.
Aynen öyle, aynen
after
öyle.
one game is not something Fnatic would have wanted, especially coming into this season with new signings, new builds to what they're doing within the server, and obviously such a extensive lead. I'll say as well, Sociable,
Enti, çok iyi
28-year-old
lan.
coming into the VCT,
Çok
he's been
kritik round.
lighting it up.
Kacak bir can, kacak bir can.
Well, BBL's logo is a crown for a reason. They're here to challenge for the throne. Not a challenge many people took seriously. But Fnatic may have no choice but to acknowledge this usurper, the push up from
Soshi helal lan
all
sana.
a distraction. It gets Boaster curious, peeking into Sociable. Ult used, information there. Alpha Air spotted, Showstopper online.
Boş, boş, boş,
Balloon does. Now a 5v3, a 5v2 as Fnatic continue to crumble. BBL from such a massive deficit coming into this half. Just a few kills or perhaps a few seconds with a Fnatic save away from taking the lead.
Back's gonna go down. But it will reveal to the
Ona
remaining
9.
players that
Şunları vursak çok iyi
not
olurdu
going for
ya.
this. Just looking to try and hold on to whatever weaponry that they can. That's been one of the biggest issues for Fnatic in the second half. They haven't been able to save. Like, they have been hunted. BBL have been keen to make sure none of these weapons make it through to the next round, so the danger becomes limited, and then they've been excellent at clearing up a lot of these. Just look at the credits.
SCC 62. ayın kutlu olsun abi. Teşekkür ederim. Hoş geldin.
You've got the majority of players, well, especially post round, will be over 6,000, 7,000 credits. Yumpy
NT paramız
will
var.
have to
Sıkıntı yok. Para
repurchase, and
çok
it does
bizde.
seem like the remaining players will be able to hold on to their guns, but for BBL, that really isn't an issue. And again, it's this
Çok
man
iyi
that
olmuş
kicks it
Soshi
off.
lan.
He is 17 and 11. As said, like, it's unusual that you see an older player come into the league now. Like, it's not like someone who's like coming back and looking to do it
Oha,
again. This is
Şizo,
someone
senin
who's
şakayım.
making that rise up, someone who maybe should have been there for a while.
O
But Sociable looks so good, and it's whether he's playing the Sova, we've seen him play
Abi,
Chamber, now
şöyle
we're
bir
seeing him
anda
play
böyle bir
Raze.
şaka.
He is currently the top fragger in the whole server. 10 years
kopardı
older
ya.
than Luke.
I expected the narrative of BBL to be good, but if they only had more time, I'm scared of what this team's going to do with time. Already challenging towards the top.
7.
They've taken the
Onu
lead
yiyince
here with
atamasın
10
işte
to
ya.
9 on the board. Fnatic trailing. You wouldn't have thought it. Swapping onto the attack on
Güzel, mid
split as
kontrolü
well.
aldık.
Here we are. With a minute 5, BBL.
Şu roundu alırsak ekolar, full ekolar.
Different Fnatic. Nobody stepping out of line.
Öldürürsek tabii.
Nobody looking for the fights anymore.
Tamam, sakin,
They're letting
skill'i
BBL
harcadı.
run their game plan. And they look to stop them on the site. That was close. They almost lost a big player.
The potential for a repeat with a stun, but this is a ruse. They have sent Sociable to sell a fake, and there are 3 players who are committed to this fake. Of course, why would you send a Raze operator alone on one side of the map while the execute
Oğlum,
goes in elsewhere?
güzel, Soshi bir kill çıkardı. Çok iyi.
He deals the blow onto one, but
İkiler
this is
burada,
where
ikiler
the
burada.
realization will be there. Kayak,
Kamerayı
Chronicle,
kıramamışız.
at the back of the site. The spike is
30
still on
seconds
the other
left.
side, though.
25 saniye.
They're yet to commit to this one. This is running it close.
20 seconds.
Oğlum 20 saniye.
They need to go. And now they have a chance. A huge pick. Knowing that
Çok iyi,
Kayak
çok
should be
iyi. Son
nearby.
adam,
That
ne
gate
olur, ne
crash
olur,
was
ne
there just
olur.
moments ago. They'll clear the backside. They'll be
Ölsün.
vigilant. 20 HP.
Nice.
He's surviving, but eventually he'll fall. And now, who can expect Loon to be here?
Nice! Nice!
11 on the board for BBL. The streak continues. As Fnatic, they're forgetting what victory tastes like. Look at the timeline when we
Full
get
ekolar.
back in.
Full
And it's a
ekolar.
timeout for the side of Fnatic. That's what 8 rounds in a row that they've
çok
lost
iyisin
now.
lan.
Just absurd. Like, it's just so ridiculous, the positions that players are being caught in. Like, you have this ruse sold by Sociable.
iyisin lan Lem.
You then
Lem,
have
çok
another
iyisin lan.
player
Alnından
further
öpeceğim
into
oğlum
the
seni ilk
sport.
gördüğüm yerden
So
bana
far,
koyayım.
they managed to catch a player in the back. And I imagine if you're the Fnatic players, you're
Bu,
going like,
bu,
what the
bu. Bittiler,
these
bittiler.
guys doing?
Bir yaklasanıza.
How am I supposed...
Unique maps
Gökten
played
çekmişler yani biraz.
with such little
Ucundan.
time to
Yalandan.
prepare with a stand-in. This is a sensational run. The honeymoon in full effect. They must have got a
Öl lan, öl be.
discount. Nade, decent. Boaster survives
Oh,
after the decay. Loon's already here.
Nice.
Loon's already here.
Boston
They've got to be
uyuyor,
perplexed.
uyuyor.
Fnatic just called a
Yapma,
pause.
yapma
and
Alfa,
still
yapma.
they're being outplayed.
At least for them, Alpha has managed to level it. Weaponry in this round is a mess, so expectations may be a little bit lower, but Fnatic would love a hero, would love someone to step up. We've got 3 players building, but again, you just look at the space. Like, you can see where the stun is currently being set up. It is towards their own spawn, towards mid, because they just don't know where they're coming from. Eventually, the switchback.
Abi bu yemedi.
Again,
Bu yemedi. Hiçbir
leaves
şey yemedi
Chronicle
kanka.
isolated within the site. Waiting within the smoke is perfect, but eventually you'll have to fall off it. Just trying to hold on to that heaven ground, and well, the weaponry just not there. It's a quick clear from the side of BBL. Alpha, yeah, got his first, but at the expectation of another player in heaven just wasn't on his list. It's now left all onto Kayak.
3v1 bir şey bilmez. Balon kaldı, balon.
Well, he's pop flashed himself and ended up down.
They're gonna write stories about this comeback. Let me tell you, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Revenge for how many teams who've had that lead against Fnatic?
Oldu.
They're definitely going to write Reddit.
Sonnet, the bards of our time, Redditors. How far humanity has fallen. Well, 3 rounds, 3 chances, 3 ultimates. 3 assists for Social.
Sakin, bitmedi. Sakin.
But a lot of ultis in play for Fnatic, and they will pop their own, leaving them with 3 ultis. Kayak going into the spawn, and again, it's such early information. Unless we're capitalizing with a kill.
Geç kaldı, geç kaldı.
Decoys there!
Wonderful.
Kayak!
Spike down.
That could be the play that saves the day. There's still an ult for
Lan
Perfect to claim the spike back.
örnek
By the looks of it,
meuçeyi.
maybe they're not going to do it the old-fashioned way. It might be the ult just to be safe. We'll see.
A beautiful setup. Stun, combined
Helal
with
Soshi.
paranoia. But even still sociable, well...
Sakin. Ultim var. Hiç gerek yok. Bence de. Hiç gerek yok. Canın da az.
We've seen these rounds crumble before. The heroics of this BBL side. But bear in mind, they're yet to lose a round when it comes to this attack. Maybe one falter will be enough to turn the tide of this once again. Even still...
A'ya dönüyorlar. B tek.
Just walking out. He hasn't been seen. There is the
Küfürbaz var. Küfürbaz. B'de küfürbaz var.
Pretty magnificent timing to get past this one, and I think instead he is waiting for his teammates to make a move. There is much more of an opening on this B side. Look at the current defensive setup. 3 players over on A, while Chronicle waits alone. At a minimum, he needs to trade 1-for-1, and the spam hasn't really connected in the way he would have liked. He does manage to take down Perfect, though, keeping himself alive ever longer, and Sociable Low is going to be spotted as well. A fantastic round from Chronicle to hold, and Yumpy with 12 seconds left has already been spotted. There is no survival here. It is finally
sıkıntı yok. Sıkıntı yok. Soshi'nin ulti var. Problem yok.
But can they chain them together? Well, the Fnatic that we know. Sure.
Nazar.
Streak of rounds, they might go down, but once they start winning, they don't stop. This play, beautiful. Still that bit of innovation. The paranoia deep in the spawn. I thought Kayak's ult was going to be fairly useless. Again, unless you're able to capitalize with kills that early on, they're just going to reset. You're going to give up the space you took. We're going to move on with our day. But instead, hyper aggression, good combo of utility, and another chance. But for BBL, 2 more chances. They just need 1. Showstopper still there.
Yeah,
Sociable on the up.
Spota bak.
Yeah, 1 orb away.
Abi pineklemek için her gözümü kapattığımızda round aldık. Şakasız 4 ila 9'dan beri gözümü
Kapa
açmadım.
gözünü.
Şimdi
Kapa
kapatmaya
gözünü.
geri dönüyorum.
Look for the peek, look for the spam. It's already been seen though, and there's the showstopper. In fact, he gets out of there. Nice maneuver. Nade thrown through, and the swing out from Sociable. He was looking to try and find a kill. Now Loon goes in. No doubt. He's not just planning to escape. There's normally some attempted magic paranoia as an attempt to push back. He lands the first shot, but isn't expecting the reswing. Still 3, now 4 players setting up to this B site. BBL are walking directly into
Bir can. Abi gerçekten bir can ya. Ultisi var bir de.
They have to be worried about mid, and indeed Boaster's still sat up in heaven watching that play out, so there's not going to be a stab in the back effectively from back. Still with the TP from Profit.
Do it as well.
There's the info. 25 seconds left. They have to push this into the B side. Still credits for the next round. No need to save. See what they can drain from their opponents. Rolling Thunder.
Nice bak.
Nice shot by
Helal oğlum lan sana.
Control taken back. 15 seconds. Time to go to site.
10
1
saniye.
HP on Crashies. Kayak
Nice bak.
strong and he will fall.
10 saniye.
A
gittik.
But the TP to the A site. The plan will now be found. Chronicle can try to spam. That would be his best chance here. Or to catch him afterwards.
Vur şunu. Yapma 5 can. 5 can.
How quick can Vac get here?
Vurur.
He needs to run around. Just 1 HP on Chronicle. 1v1 on Crashies. Not like this, surely. Back creeping around towards the screens, and he's left Crashies without a clue of where to go. He'll make it to the spike. The tap will be heard. Vac making his way, but it's not even half the big.
Nice! Nice!
It's Vac the knife. To slice Fnatic down to size. BBL. Nobody could have predicted this. They've done it on the stage against the best of the best. And this organization, they may be on track to claim a crown of their own.
Hadi yavrum hadi.
Might be joining them for a few weeks, but I can tell you,
Yürü Lovra.
BBL
Chronicle yürü Lovra.
is the man that gave them a victory versus Fnatic. That's something that